Cuba is a Caribbean island nation under communist rule. It has sugar-white beaches and is dotted with tobacco fields which play a part in the production of the country's legendary cigars. The capital, Havana, is lined with pastel houses and 1950s-era cars and Spanish colonial architecture in the 16th century core, Old Havana. Salsa music plays in the dance clubs and cabaret shows are performed at the famed Tropicana. The official name of Cuba is the Republic of Cuba. Cuba is the largest of all islands in the Caribbean. The country also includes more than 4,000 other much smaller islands and cays. From the air, the island of Cuba resembles a crocodile or alligator, and so Cuba is often referred to in Spanish as El Cocodrilo. The capital and largest city of Cuba is Havana or La Habana in Spanish. Cuba has a population of 11 million people as of July 2013. Cuba is the largest country by land area in the Caribbean, and the main island is the 16th largest island in the world by land area. A handful of archaeologists that include hundreds of islands and cays ring its coastline north and south. Cuba is an island nation in the Caribbean Sea. Cuba has an official area of 109,888 kilometers squared. Its area is 110,860 kilometers squared, including coastal and territorial waters. The city of Havana's population is 2,163,824, and the city of Santiago de Cuba's population is 555,865. They're most known for industries including shipbuilding, assembly plants, rum distilleries, sugar refineries, and factories making the famous Havana cigars. Tourism has been greatly revived in the 1990s as Cuba redirects its economic model from the central planning toward a mixed economy. Santiago de Cuba is recognized as the birthplace of practically all genres of popular traditional Cuban music, son, rumba, trova, etc.
National Parks. El Guayabo Waterfall. These waterfalls are some of the highest in Cuba and are undoubtedly the best attraction around. The falls are always flowing, although the amount of water varies by season. Viewing platforms over sweeping views of the waterfalls, canyons, and even the Atlantic coast. The Vinales National Park. The Vinales National Park is located in the northwest Pinar del Rio province. The Sierra de los Órganos mountain range extends throughout the park, with dramatic formations known as mogotos towering over the landscape. Famous people. Laz Olosto. Born and raised in Washington, D.C., Laz always knew he wanted to be an actor. From D.C. to New York, Laz feels his upbringing prepared him for his biggest goal, his acting career. Laz also credits his acting ability to his life experiences, as he is able to bring a little of what he knows or has dealt with into his characters. Odette Juliette Annabelle. She is an American actress. Annabelle was born in Los Angeles, California to a Colombian father and Cuban mother. She is known for various roles in film and television. Cultural events. The most famous of all Cuba festivals is Carnival at Santiago de Cuba, held annually from July 18 to 27. One of the most raucous of Cuban events, the week-long festival celebrates Cuban traditions dating back hundreds of years. The festivities became a time for celebration by Santiago slaves, who introduced some of the dance, music, and costumes still typical to the Santiago Carnival. May Day. The 1st of May is a special day in Cuba. It's when Cuba honors workers for all classes and occupations, celebrate its socialism and national pride. There are cultural and musical performances, and leaders make speeches. People gather in their work groups or study groups and march to the square carrying banners and symbols supporting the revolution. Unique characteristics. Cuban coffee. Soon, Cuba became a main exporter of coffee to Spain, with coffee production on the island contributing more to Cuba's economy than its sugar production. At its height in the years right before 1959, Cuba was exporting 20,000 metric tons of coffee, valued at $21.5 million. With coffee becoming one of the major national exports, it also became essential to Cuban life and a cultural icon. Cuban tobacco. Cuba is well known as the land of best tobacco all over the world. Cuba has one of the best reputations for its consistent exportation of quality cigars. The globe began to hear of incredibly succulent tobacco being harvested, the export percentages switched and very quickly tobacco became the number one export out of Cuba.